the best meta Warzone Pacific Vanguard SMG Loadout. Are you using it? Welcome, because you've just found it if you haven't yet. My name is JW Dubs, aka Big Dubs, getting these dubs, and you are in the right place for all things Warzone. I appreciate you stopping by, and let's jump right into it and get you using the meta loadout that most people might not know about. I'll see you inside. Okay, I got one right in front of me. Slide. Got a head glitch. He's rotating to the left. Come on. Let's go! Alright, so this right here is the current SMG meta loadout. I don't see it run that often, but I'm going to go over what actually makes this a meta kit, and why I feel like this is the pinnacle currently. Now, I also love the MP40. Don't get me wrong, like, I absolutely love that gun. However, because they added a damage over time weapon to the game, we now have to take into consideration fire rate. Fire rate becomes far more important due to the fact that there is a dot, right? There's a damage over time attachment now. So first and foremost, with bloom, always build accuracy. Accuracy is actually how you reduce the amount of bloom you experience in game, and we want to always be the most consistent that we can be, right? Because if we have a gun where, okay, some gunfights we're crushing, and then other gunfights we're not even hitting our target, even though our reticle and our crosshair is on the target, that we start to run into issues, and then it's no longer replicable, and at that point you're really just kind of rolling the dice every time you get into a gunfight, and you can't actually see any sort of measurable gain. And we want to get better at the end of the day, right? So for this is one of the few guns that you can actually run the F8 stabilizer with incendiary rounds. So typically you have to run the silencer that gives you the accuracy buff. I believe it's like the MX or something like, or M19 silencer for other guns. However, for the PPSH, it doesn't have the visual explosion at the end of the gun, so you can actually run the F8 stabilizer to get that additional damage range as well as the accuracy. The ZAC 300 mil, because you double dip on accuracy, plus you get the bullet velocity and the range. I run the Kovalskaya ISO 3P because you get the additional aim down sight speed, plus these sights are super clean. Those sights are super clean. Empress stock, again, for accuracy and recoil during sustained fire, and you get the additional flinch resistance. I don't find that the aiming stability is that bad for this gun in particular. Strife angled, again, accuracy. This is your max accuracy build, which is how you want to build your guns in Vanguard. Otherwise, there's no level of consistency, and you're guessing. Again, the 8mm 71 round, we do it for the recoil control and the accuracy and the fire rate. So even though we have a little less damage and a little less bullet penetration and velocity and range, for the engagements that you're taking with the PPSH, I find that the 71 round 8mm is far superior. Now, you can test it. You can run both. I just want as much accuracy. It's not even that I want as much accuracy as possible. I want the least amount of randomness as possible. And so that's why I run this. Accuracy is going to reduce the amount of randomness for your gun. Quite frankly, I think for an SMG, you should only be running incendiary, because it extends your combat scout. It makes their screen all red, so on top of flinch, you have an additional visual effect, and then people can't plate. So these are the most broken rounds. I cannot believe that they actually put a damage over time in the game. That makes zero sense to me. Like, this should not be a thing, but they decided that they wanted to put a dot in the game. So run it. Don't use anything else. I used lengthened for my ARs because it kind of, you see diminishing returns at range in terms of the bullet velocity. Groove grip, again, accuracy. Yeah, you get additional firing movement speed as well, which is helpful because it's an SMG. I run tight grip just for the, again, accuracy and recoil during sustained fire. You could run discard. You could run steady as well for the ADS firing move speed. I don't know. I think tight grip's the way to go, but this is kind of personal preference. And then on hand, I'm not sure what else you would run. Quick. I would never run quick. Just because of the utility of stems, I'm running on hand every time. So this is the current SMG meta kit. If people are not on it yet, they will soon be on it. It does have the fastest time to kill in the game. And then with the incendiary rounds, because you're pushing 930 plus for your fire rate, it is unmatched. There is no gun currently, in my opinion, that is better than the PPSH. I do really like the MP40 as well, so that's kind of just a personal preference thing. But in terms of TTK and that fire rate with the incendiary, you just can't. I can't argue with it simply based on the numbers. And because of all the attachments that you can throw onto it, it becomes one of the most accurate guns, like one of the least random guns. I will confess over and over, I really like the MP40. Actually, I'll drop another loadout video for that as well. So thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you learned something. So for Vanguard, for Warzone Pacific, we are trying to reduce the amount of bloom at the end of the day. They created quite a mess, and really we just have to figure out as best we can until they fix it. Problem is, I personally think it'll take over a year for them to actually level everything out and fix everything. So again, I appreciate you guys stopping by. I hope you learned something. If you liked the loadout and it actually works for you, please go ahead and hit that like. I'm also going to post my TGD loadout link, my True Game Data loadout link down in the description below. If you have any questions or want to see another gun, like kind of how I build it, please put it out there, and I will definitely do my best to make a video for you. So thanks so much again. I'm JW Dubs, aka Dubs, aka Big Dubs, getting these dubs, and I look forward to seeing you on the next one. Later. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, subscribe. It's probably somewhere in this general vicinity. Smash that like button for me. I appreciate you guys. And please, I love engaging with you guys. If you could leave a comment below, I'd love to have a conversation. Please let me know if the loadout actually worked for you. That's really helpful for me as well. I just appreciate you guys stopping by. I love doing this, and I look forward to seeing you on the next one. Later.